The testimonials, this is my favorite part of every Monday night. They're very emotional and oftentimes they're very life changing. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And I believe we have a special guest who has maybe joined Dr. Tiffany, her daughter Aria. And oh, she looks so beautiful. Aria, thank you so much for having the courage to share your testimonial. When mom showed you this patch, what kind of things were you suffering with, and what did this patch do for you?
Yeah, so a couple years back, I suffered with really bad jaw pain for a really long time. And we were going to the chiropractor and getting it checked and adjusted, and it just wasn't helping me. So, luckily, around the time where it was getting really bad, my mom found the patches. And one morning before school, she asked me, she says, "Hey, Aria, would you like to try a patch for your jaw today?" And I was like, you know what? Yeah. So she puts a patch on me, sends me to school. I go to school, I have no pain at all. And at lunch, I eat a carrot, which sounds very simple, but with your jaw hurting that bad, the last thing you want to do is eat a carrot.
A
So,
raw carrot,
yeah, a
yeah.
raw carrot at that. And so after that, my jaw didn't hurt. It didn't hurt after school, and it hasn't hurt since then. I'm still wearing the patches. I have so much more energy, and my jaw feels absolutely amazing.
Woohoo!
So
Wow.
the,
All right.
the the point of this story is parents, if you want a clean house, the X39 will definitely help.
Fantastic. Aria, that was a beautiful testimonial. You're like my new favorite friend, so thank you for that.
Thank you
Uh,
so much for having me on, Joe.
oh, God bless you, sweetie. You are so welcome. I believe your dad is all set, ready to come on video. So, Nate Flock, if you wouldn't mind, hit your mic, hit your camera, tell a little bit about what was going on in your body before you were introduced to X39 and what's been going on since. Nate, welcome, brother.
Thank you. Can y'all hear me?
Sure can.
Awesome. So good to be on here tonight. Thank you, Joe. And it's so good to see my wife on the call as well. This whole thing has been such a gift from God. I honestly don't know where my family would be if we hadn't started 2 years ago. So if you're watching this right now, I'm going to ask you to lock in because it's not a coincidence you're hearing this tonight. I'm on this call because I know that you are worth sharing this good news with. That's why I got on. I want to give my evening up because you are worth it, but you need to believe that you're worth investing in yourself to hear this. So let's all just make a decision right now that we are all worth investing in, that we're not going to be able to love others well if we don't love ourselves well. And so we need to lock in because this story I'm going to share with you is more than just good news for one demographic. This is for all people. Okay, so I work as a creative director in the wellness industry. I'm a certified personal trainer and functional training specialist, so I understand that good changes in the body often they take time, they take patience, they take discipline. So I came in without a time limit. That's kind of rare, I think, with this. We hear a lot of people say, well, I'm going to give it a month. Well, I'm going to give it 3 months. And that's not my mindset. I know how the body works. So I was not going to put a timeline on LifeWave. I didn't even know about the 1 month for every decade you're alive. I was just like, I'm just going to wear this and see what happens. If it feels great, I'm going to keep wearing it and see what happens. There was no timeline. So I came from a background of overcoming a lot of health issues. So I'm not afraid to put in the commitment. So first, I didn't really experience a whole lot and except an increase of energy and mental clarity. But honestly, that was enough for me to stay on on the X39. I mean, who doesn't want that? Who doesn't want more energy and mental clarity? Like that sometimes is the game changer for somebody. They just can't live out their destiny just because they're tired all the time. So sometimes like that's enough. Like that it's worth staying on the patches just for that. Now, I didn't really know what my stem cells would do. So I just remained thankful for the energy and the mental clarity. And then after a few months, my sleep started getting better. Then after 6 months, the floaters in my eyes went away and the ringing in my ears stopped because I was a club DJ. So my ears needed some love. You know what I'm saying? Like we liked it loud. We turned it up. And so I needed some regeneration to happen, which thankfully God has designed our bodies to regenerate, repair. restore. We have an innate system within us. And so I went through, we started in April of that year. I went through my first winter without having a horrific sickness that laid me out for a couple of weeks. That happened every winter for like years and years and years. That was a first for me, to be able to go through an entire winter season and not be laid low. I was already excited about that. So that's when I realized, and hear me on this one, that's when I realized the work of stem cells are progressive. They flourish when you give them momentum and consistency, and you can't tell them what to do. Okay. They know things your conscious mind does not know. You could be like, look, stem cells, I need you to come here and beautify. And the stem cells are like, no, your liver needs to be beautified. And so we don't see anything on the external because the stem cells know what they're doing. Okay. They're smarter than our conscious mind. And so I let them do what they do best. And my body was prioritizing my healing and recovery based on its innate intelligence and design. And at a year, my stem cells thought that my beard color needed to start reversing from silver, and the silver is continuing to disappear here. In the last year, that was just, I mean, I wasn't requesting that. I wasn't like necessarily trying to manifest a brown beard or anything. But in the last year, so about to close out my second year on this. So almost 24 months on the X39. In the last year, I've seen issues that I've dealt with my whole life start to disappear. I'm talking undiagnosed things, but just because they don't have a name doesn't mean they weren't real. And they were often debilitating. And it's sometimes even more like traumatic, like because you don't have a name for it. You don't know what's going on. It's just constantly stopping you from being able to be who you're supposed to be. Or I know somebody's watching right now and this is resonating with you right now. You know exactly what I'm talking about. So while I'd love to give those names to those things so that you could be like, oh, I have that's great. There's also a lot of people who are watching this right now that know that feeling. They have a list of things that don't have a name. They don't know what it is. It's just debilitating and it's annoying and it's keeping them from being able to love their grandkids or fulfill their dreams. And so, you know, those are perhaps some of the most dynamic changes that I've experienced, maybe because the unnamed tormenting things that you've just had to learn to live with, they're disappearing because God heard my cries for help. The word of God says that he is near to the brokenhearted and he hears their call for help. So he raised up David Schmidt, and David did the work, and David did the research, and he paid for the patent and the manufacturing so that those ripples of his work would reach my family and possibly quite literally save my life and the lives of my wife and son because of something that was going on with the pregnancy. There's just a lot of things that we don't even know that our stem cells are doing. So let me just, I'm about to land it. I'm a land it. But let me put on a big bro hat for a second. If you look at wellness modalities from the same mindset that you look at fast food, I'm going to need to call you higher. If you give this a month and say you didn't feel anything, I'm saying as a big bro, it's time to grow up and mature. That's not how your body works. You got to honor the designer by working with his design. You got to honor the creator by working with his creation and how it works. Stem cells don't do business like Burger King. Okay, it ain't your way right away with stem cells. Now imagine if I only gave it a year. If I was like, well, I did double what I needed to do, but now I'm experiencing in my second year the momentum of almost 2 years, and now these things that I've been dealing with my whole life are starting to wane and diminish, and that I didn't know what to expect with this. I'm just being obedient to my Father because I know he hears my cry for help. And here he is presenting a solution to you tonight as well. I was being held back before LifeWave. Now I'm functioning like a high-performing professional. I'm a creative director for a very successful wellness company. I host a weekly FM radio show here in Atlanta where I'm on air for 5 hours every week. Plus, I'm laboring with my amazing wife, Dr. Tiffany, with our wellness businesses, which is obviously our main thrust is this LifeWave business because of how it's revolutionized our life. Like, it would be so selfish of us to stay quiet right now. Like, I don't understand that. When you find a good thing, you need to open your mouth and you need to start sharing. It is so selfish to get something like this and for me to not say anything. So I'm being 100% serious with you that this is a God solution. And on top of all those jobs, we also have 4 kids from ages 16 down to 22 months. We're not burnt out. We're thriving. And I assure you, it wasn't like this before LifeWave. So I just want to ask this question. What if this patch unlocks you from the unknown hindrances that you've been facing? Like, let me tell you how good it is to be free and full of energy. You can be who you were born to be. And for all of you, it's never too late to experience that. So thank you all for listening. Thank you, Joe. You're a blessing. This is such a gift to this generation.
Incredible, Nate. Man, that was powerful. We appreciate you. And you were about to break into a rap poetically, and I was gonna get my beatbox going because you were just bringing the heat. I loved it.